Good morning everyone, this is Shiva from Soundbox Irrigation Design Services. So we have discussed so far many things in this education session. So today we are going to discuss about how to determine the spacing of drip irrigation system. We know that there has been 6 inches spacing, 12 inches spacing. So except the 06 we have been using, except the 06, 09 we have been using. So 09 indicates uh, GPH and 06 indicates the spacing between one emitter between another emitter. So I'm going to discuss how to determine that. So to determine that, we first know that what's the drip zone for a particular plant. So drip zone is the area of soil located directly under the leaves of the plant. For example, if you have trees, the tree canopy areas is around, for example, large tree canopy areas is around 3 meters. So if you draw a circle around the leaves, so you will get a particular zone. So that zone is called a drip zone. So we need to concentrate on watering within that area because rooting area has been within that zone. So, for example, fiber roots, which is the responsible for transportation of water from the ground to the rest of the part of the plants. So, we need to irrigate water to near to those fibrous roots so that it will be uh, able to receive water and ultimately guide it to the uh, another part of the plants. So, that also makes for a healthy plant. Next one is size of a drip zone. If a plant has a large drip zone like a tree, you will need more emitters. Like example, for example, tree has a large roots, so we need to, and at the same time large area, large structure, so we need to give a lot of water for that. So this is the obviously this is clear thing, even a child can say this. So so the size of the drip zone will be smaller when the plant is young. For example, if you have planted these trees, for actually if you have planted the smaller trees, so we obviously the structure is small, so we need to give supply small water. So whenever the plant, so over the days the plant will start to develop, so at that time, particular time, we need to supply water. We need to increase the supplying water, so you need to plan for enough emitters to water the drip zone of the plant when it is mature. So first you can start out with just 1 or 2 emitters when the plant is seedling, and add more emitters as the plant grows. So this is the thumb rule for adding the irrigation emitters. So next one is soil depth, so which is very important for uh, considering the so for example, if you have a soil which is sandy soil, which has a lot of uh, gaps between the soil pores, I mean soil particles, so which will eventually it's transport water's very speed in in vertical direction. For example, if it is a clay soil, obviously the infiltration rate of soil is very low, so automatically the horizontal rate of soil is very high. So in clay soil, the water moves farther sideways, the emitters may be farther apart. So in the clay soil, we need to space the emitters. We need to give the space. Uh, we need to give the some space between the emitters. I mean, we need to give long space between the emitters. For if it is sandy soil, you will need to be close together because the water doesn't move as horizontally. So we need to space very closely whenever the irrigation is whenever it is sandy soil. But at the same time, you need to run the emitters for a short time, so otherwise the vertical rate as also, so it's therefore it's very tricky to irrigate the sandy soil. So that's why plants do not grow very well compared to the other types of soil. So silty soil is very uh, silty soil is very, comparably well soil, so because they have combination of both clays and sands, so it is very good for the optimum condition for plants to grow. So the reason using higher flow rate does not work is that the higher flow emitter does not wet more feeder root area. The additional water just goes down deeper into the soil or runoff on the surface. The extra water is useless to the plant or wasted. Next one is so type spacing of 4 LPH. So we know that the emitters has come with a different flow rate. For example, this is 4 LPH emitter. This is 2 LPH emitter. So 4 LPH emitter, in the sense it is a high flow emitter. So whenever the coarse soil like sandy soil, So we need to just close the emitter spacing as much as possible, because 60 centimeters are 2 feet between the 24 inches, 2 feet between the emitters. So for example, if it is medium soil, so we need to 36 inches. So this thing we need to consider, and fine soil 1.3 mm, so 48 inches, which is approximately about 3 feet. Next one is typical spacing of 2 LPH, 0.5 GPH emitters. Coarse soil 30 centimeter. So medium soil 30-60 centimeter, fine soil. So as the flow rate decreases, we can just space the emitters as closely together. So this is the thing I would like to discuss with you today. So we need to keep that in mind. Two things: one is soil type, and another one is plant development. So if it is a large tree, we need to place more emitters. If it is a small tree, we need to place only small amount of emitters. So so these are the things I wanted to discuss with you today. So if you have any doubts regarding this topic, please don't hesitate to ask me. As of now, thank you for joining today. Bye bye.